In this video, we're going to talk about making custom reports. This video is applicable to all IES products. In our example, we're going to use our ConcreteSection program to demonstrate. In order to go to build a custom report, you need to select the Report or Text Report tab in the main view. Doing that, we get a blank table appearing on the display. Over on the left-hand side of the window, we have the Project Manager and a Tables tab. In the Tables tab, we have categories of tables, including Project Tables, Structure Tables, Load Tables, Result Tables, Graphic Tables, and some products will have Design Tables. Let's suppose you want to create a report that includes our project settings. To do that, we click the project settings and drag across onto the empty report. Once that's done, the project setting table will appear in the report. Let's also drag a table onto our project which lists the service load cases. When I do that and let go of the mouse, we'll see the service load case table gets added as well. Note the location it was added. It will always be added at the location you release the mouse as you're dragging it onto the table. In this case, we're showing it here as the second table. Notice over here in the Project Manager, we also have a list of included tables, and we're allowed to do several things here. One would be to remove them, and we can do that by clicking on the X. We can also rearrange tables. Let's suppose I want the service load case table ahead of the project settings table. To do that, we simply click on the service load case table and just drag it up above the project load settings. And when I do that, you see the service load case table is now first in the list. When you look at both of these tables, there's a lot of white space. Let's try to condense our report down by making these tables narrower. In doing that, we can select the table and by clicking on the table title, and then the report filter becomes active in the Project Manager. And one of the options in the report filter is to change its page width. I'm going to switch this down to a half-page table. And notice once I've done that, we now have a narrower table. I'm going to do the same thing for the project settings and set it down to a half-page table. Now that I've created the half-page table for both, we see they're stacked side by side, and we have reduced the amount of space used in the report. So this is a way to condense your reports. Let's take a look at some results now and see what those tables are like. Let's take a look in this case at reinforcement results. So I'm going to drag the reinforcement results table onto the screen. And when I do that and scroll down and look at the table, you see it contains just 4 rows, and some of the rows have values in colors. The colors are indicating these are extreme values, with blue being a low extreme and red being a high extreme. If we take a look at the properties for the table by clicking on its title over in the report filter, we see we have an option called Extreme Rows Only. Notice it's set to yes. If I set it to no, the table gets regenerated, and the generated table now contains many rows. So a way to condense tables then is to set it to show just extreme results. A couple other quick things about tables. The column headings are sortable, so if I click on them, say click on axial, now we're getting tables sorted according to the axial column with large values first. Clicking again, I can reverse the sort. I can also reorder table columns by simply clicking on the table header and dragging it over, and you'll notice now that the axial will be placed first in the row. A couple other things to talk about, we'll set this back to extreme rows only, is that we can add graphics to our tables. Let's suppose I would go back to the main screen here and show the reinforcing section. I'd like a copy of that in my table. An easy way to do that is to hit the copy button or Control-C and then switch back to the report and use a paste operation by doing a Control-V. Once that's done now and we scroll down, we see we've added that to our table. And Let's suppose we'd like that near the top and make it smaller. So just like the other tables, we can select it and change its width to, from full page, let's say, to half page width. And when that's done, we see now we've inserted our graphic of our model in the table as well. So that's a quick way then to do several things with reports, and they can be highly customizable.